How unlimited are Olive Garden's unlimited breadsticks? Let's check it out.
When you're here,
I never tried this place, but hey. Look at their, like... Is that logo? Look at their logo, fam. Always saw that in the television, bro. There's always television ads for Olive Garden. For an Italian restaurant, they bet... I hope they have the best breadsticks in the game, bro. I can hope they have the best breadsticks. Like...
family.
When you hear those simple words, you've either walked onto your own episode of Intervention,
Oh my.
or you've entered one of America's most beloved Italian
Okay, yeah, the breadsticks look good.
restaurant chains. Olive Garden found its way into people's hearts and stomachs thanks to its signature decor and unlimited piles of soup, salad, and breadsticks.
What kind of sauce is that? But yeah, look at the breadstick. It's got like a good amount of salt. You know when you want like salt on your food, you let the salt dissolve first and it like melts in on your tongue and then you just mixes with the breadstick's texture. It's good, right? Like, you know, kind of like eating a pretzel.
But how did the home of the never-ending pasta bowl get its start? Today, we're carb-loading the history of Olive Garden. But before we get started, be sure
The Olive Garden, they look like they look like the Little Caesars breadstick, so probably like a better tasting Caesars breadstick is what I'm thinking.
to subscribe to the Weird History Food channel.
And yeah, one day if we ever get the cash, we'll do like an Olive Garden review.
And let us know in the comments below what other iconic restaurant chains you would like to hear about. Okay, time to load up on some carbs.
I will say this about spaghetti though, I don't like it when there's those giant pieces of onion. When it's finally grounded in there, then it's good. Cereal and lobsters.
Way back in the 1960s and 70s, General Mills was looking to break away from their wheaty-filled past and to make their way into all sorts of other industries. They bought up both Rainbow Crafts, the makers of Play-Doh, along with Kenner Products, the toy company that would go on to make all of the original Star Wars and Jurassic Park toys.
Fire the net!
Those were some pretty good moves. Having already explored
I
aeronautics
didn't know what to say
throughout the
though.
1950s, there seemed to be only one place left for General Mills to turn: the restaurant industry. It started with Red Lobster, a restaurant that first opened its doors in 1968,
Alright.
grew to 5 locations in the 2 years that
Yeah, Red Lobster. I don't eat seafood either, so I'm good on that.
followed, and was bought up by General Mills in 1970.
This is what dining tables looked like back in the day. Just look at it. Looks like everybody's getting tenders today. It looks like tenders and fries for everybody. Is this what it looked like in the 70s, bro? Tenders and fries served with every meal.
The year of the lobster. General Mills found quick success with Red Lobster, and by the 1980s, they'd managed to grow it into a nationwide shrimp-slinging enterprise. They naturally hoped to replicate Red Lobster's nationwide success, and so they devised an all-new restaurant to tap into the Italian food market: Olive Garden, or the Olive Garden, if you're fancy. So from its inception, Olive Garden was designed to be anywhere and everywhere. Not a mom-and-pop eatery, but a sprawling franchise meant to spread its pasta and breadsticks all across the nation. Between 1982...
Guys, I wish there was a way to get, like, only the breadsticks delivered. Or something. I don't want... Okay, I'll try their lasagna, but... I accidentally paused the recording, so let's...
The year the world's first ever Olive Garden
This is what Olive Gardens looked like back in 1982 through 1989.
opened its doors in
And vehicles.
Orlando, Florida. In the end of the 1980s, General Mills had established 145 locations across America. Olive Garden's success grew to rival that of its crustacean-loving sister company. At the time, Olive Garden was officially called the Olive Garden, a name the chain would stick with for a
That'd be cool if they just brought back the D one day.
Whole 13 years. Likewise, its slogan was, "Good times, great salad." Olive Garden. Not as much fun as Red Lobster's seafood differently. But hey, it got
Okay, I see what they did there.
the point across. Because back then, Olive Garden hadn't
If Red Lobster serves tenders, I'll be down to try that.
yet wowed the world with its unlimited breadsticks or never-ending pasta. Instead, they relied entirely on their bottomless salads to lure customers in. When the company first launched in 1982, its logo featured
But then you get kind of pressure to tip.
a simple yet elegant cursive rendition of the restaurant's name. It also adopted
Which is okay, but that's fine. That's
a
if I had money, I'd tip.
Tuscan style for its architecture, a common practice among upscale Italian eateries at the time, all of whom were trying to distinguish themselves from the red and white tablecloths of a typical Italian joint.
Good flavor.
They got a Care Bear up in that. I haven't seen Care Bears in so long.
It's not bland.
It's a really neat environment, and their food and spaghetti is excellent.
These restaurants branded themselves as places where authentic Italian food could be had, free of heavy pizzas and pastas. And
Yeah, all that tomato inside of those dishes. Very tomato heavy dish. Tomato plus bread. Why is this tomato plus bread? So much dishes
instead filled with
that.
seafood, vegetables, and grains. The Olive Garden did not go so far as to adopt a more authentic menu. In fact, they serve some of the heaviest pastas human eyes have ever seen.
That one type of pasta is very good. Fettuccine Alfredo. That's one of my favorite, even though I haven't had it in like 10 plus years.
But in 1989, they decided to pull away from the salad thing and stamped Italian restaurant in the logo.
So they're going with the simplistic kind of view.
Maybe too many people thought the Olive Garden was a wedding venue or something. Technically, it still could be, for some lucky girl.
Olive Garden's one of the only restaurants I've never been to, fam. Becoming family.
In 1995, General Mills spun off its entire restaurant division in order to create a standalone, publicly traded company. They called it Darden Restaurants, in honor of Bill Darden, the original founder of Red Lobster, who had passed away just 1 year prior. Hopefully, he got to eat one last cheddar biscuit before he checked out.
Cheddar biscuit. As long as there's no seafood.
But as restaurant revenue fell in the latter half of the 90s, Darden had to get its act together quickly if the company wanted to show it could make it on its own. So in 1998, Olive Garden got a makeover. In a move that would later inspire Mark Zuckerberg, the restaurant dropped the "the" from its name, becoming known simply as Olive Garden. The company changed its logo to include a bunch of grapes, and it changed its slogan to
When you're here, you're family.
I don't think they even serve grapes. I don't know why did they pick the grape? Why did they pick the grape?
a gentle hug of a catchphrase that you likely have memorized if you watched TV in the
Oh yeah, definitely.
90s. All the while, they updated their restaurants to look more rustic, even going so far as to model the
Sorry guys, I felt a new bump on my neck. It's a very small bump. And I tried to scratch it off, it's not scratching off, so.
their tables after ones found in Florentine farmhouses. Along with these changes, Olive Garden introduced unlimited soups and, more importantly, unlimited breadsticks.
Oh, with the butter as well.
The world would never be the same.
But yeah, I think Little Caesars and Olive Garden breadsticks are very similar.
These breadsticks alone may have saved Darden from the brink, as customers began to flock to Olive Garden en masse just to stuff themselves with Grassini-inspired appetizers.
I'm not sure if I said this before, but they give you the unlimited breadstick. They just keep piling more bread on.
In 1999, the company tried to boost
The breadstick is good, but only with that one, like, it's like a buttery kind of like garlic. I don't know, it's like some sort of like bread dip, and it's super good with the bread. But I never figured out what kind of bread dip that is, or.
its image by opening up its Culinary Institute of Italy, a facility that sent chefs and managers to Tuscany in order to train them in the art of true hospitaliano.
Have a company-funded vacation. Let's go. This isn't a kind of vacation, but
While some online have claimed the Culinary Institute didn't actually teach employees a thing about Italian cooking, and that it instead served more as a photo op for Olive Garden's corporate side, the company still
hey, at least they flew them out, right?
sent over
That'd be cool if McDonald's, these other companies did something like that.
100 lucky employees there every year while in operation. While there, these employees apparently spent most of their time soaking up the Tuscan sun with an all-expense-paid vacation. Sure, there were a few short classes
Sam, that seems like the life.
sprinkled into the mix, including a class on how olive oil gets pressed and one on the proper way to layer bolognese sauce. But it allegedly wasn't the intensive boot camp Olive Garden made it out to be. This eventually led to public backlash,
I mean, they kind of already knew how to make the food, right?
as many people who had bought up the authentic Tuscan marketing felt misled.
Dang, if they never if they never flew anybody out, there would have not been the public backlash. Wow. Tuscan family feast.
Just bring out another round of breadsticks and everyone will forget about it.
Yeah, basically. Wait, so everybody eats those breadsticks dry with no sauce? Okay. I'll try it. If the breadstick's good enough, I'll be down. But I'd want to try it with the marinara. I'd want to try it with their whatever other sauces. Pasta pass.
In the new millennium, Olive Garden continued to find success, even as other competitors rose up to try and take its pasta crown. Both Bravo Italian Kitchen and Buca di Beppo, two companies that formed in the early 90s, grew into viable competitors during this time, and they began to make inroads into Olive Garden's Italian-American market share as the aughts wore on. It seemed not even a glowing viral review from Marilyn Haggerty with the Grand Forks Herald could turn things around.
I also said there's a bar to the right, so people know that they could go in and have a drink.
Do you like to go to the bar while you wait?
Oh, I wouldn't mind at all.
By 2012, Darden investors were growing worried about their bottom line, and they wanted to make changes. It was at this time that Olive Garden's slogan changed to, "We're all family here."
Dude, wait, I did not realize they changed their logo. What?
And then President Dave George went on Late Night with Jimmy Fallon to sign the rights of "When You're Here, Your Family" over to the TV talk show host, despite Fallon
Oh, okay.
claiming to have
Oh, Jimmy Fallon.
never been to an actual Olive Garden location.
Let me be the first
Me either.
to say this. When you're here, your family.
That gift was wasted on him. Olive Garden then
Hey.
ran their first ever never-ending pasta promotion. Starting at just $9.99, customers could eat all the pasta they wanted, which totaled for the restaurant chain a whopping
They put pasta on every dish.
13 million bowls of pasta over the course of the promotion. The following year, Olive Garden then introduced the never-ending
Oh, that's so cool, though.
pasta pass, which for just 99
That's so cool. I'd kind of pay that much money just for that box. When it opens, the card like flips up. That is so cool.
bucks allowed 1,000 lucky customers 7 whole weeks of all-you-can-eat pasta. They managed to keep both of these promotions profitable by loading customers up on breadsticks and salad first, before bringing out the first bowl of pasta. All subsequent bowls of pasta were then smaller in size, encouraging customers to slow their roll. The promotion was so successful that they continued to bring it back year after year.
Okay, definitely pasta heavy. What would you like on your pasta, right? Chicken, you can get more pasta, you can get mac and cheese bowls. They are the specializer in bowls. Besides Chipotle. Chipotle has a good selection of bowls, right?
In 2017, for instance, the company listed 22,000 passes online at $100 apiece, all of which sold out in less than 1 second.
What?
In
Dang, Olive Garden has some fans.
2019, they also offered 50 $500 lifetime pasta passes that promised 1 bowl a day for the next 60
What? Is there really a video that plays in that thing?
years
No, that's so cool.
at less than 3 cents a pop.
Here's to the beginning of endless.
No, that's so cool.
But back in 2000,
$99 a year for that? Oh wait, that's back then. probably $150, $200 plus now.
14, even with the launch of never-ending pasta, things were still a bit rocky for Darden. After a few attempts at combining Red Lobster and Olive Garden locations into a single food hulk, like those Taco Bell Pizza Huts you sometimes see in the wild.
Hey, I'm kind of cool with them doing that. KFC plus Long John Silver's.
The company decided to sell off Red Lobster entirely. They then focused their attention on Olive Garden. And a leaked 300-slide presentation revealed a litany of issues investors had with the way Olive Garden conducts its business. Many of the issues raised included critiques of Olive Garden's day-to-day business practices, including allegations that they overcook their pasta, criticisms of the lack of added salt in the company's pasta
How dare they overcook and add salt?
water, and outright
Hey, it's a restaurant experience, fam. You don't cook the food yourself.
attacks on the number of free breadsticks
That's what it makes it so special, right? Some sort of like magical, like good tasting property or something.
given out each and every year. They wouldn't dare. Many investors wanted to do away with the unlimited breadsticks altogether. But the pro-breadstick caucus held the line, and unlimited breadsticks managed to survive. Sort of. Today,
Today's Garden.
Olive Garden has over 900 locations that span every single U.S. state, much of both North and South America, and parts of both East Asia and the Middle East. While the exact number of breadsticks served fluctuates year to year, the entire chain collectively serves well over 500 million breadsticks annually. Still, after
Jeez, bro. This is the main selling point then?
the 2014 uproar among Olive
How do I get a hand on these breadsticks, dude?
Garden investors, servers are now apparently instructed to serve only one breadstick per person per table, plus one extra breadstick in a show of goodwill.
Jeez, bro. Being stingy on the breadsticks.
Like two nations negotiating peace. Though the breadsticks are still considered unlimited after this initial round, guests have to specifically request a refill if they want more bread brought to the table. Even with all that free bread,
Jeez.
Olive Garden still has no issues making dough. Today, Olive Garden generates almost half of Darden Restaurant's $9.5 billion in yearly revenue.
I always thought it was a bougie, like, expensive place to go to.
That means the Garden outsells
And I don't know if it is.
Cheddar's, Yard House, and Longhorn Steakhouse combined.
Yeah, barely heard of those ones. Longhorn, I've heard of, but
While many other chains around America have seen slowdowns in recent years, there seems to be one reason for Olive Garden's staying power. Millennials, known for having ditched chain restaurants in exchange for more unique local experiences, seem to have carved out a corporate-sized exception for Olive Garden. Millennials apparently love the place so much that about 30% of all Olive Garden patrons likewise come from Generation Y, overrepresenting their share of the U.S. population by a whole 6%. What's more, according to a 2023
me personally, I grew up with Denny's, fam.
study
But if you grew up with Olive Garden, let me know in the comments below.
conducted by Yelp, Olive Garden is the most popular brand in America's most populated state, California. Wonder where
Really? My home state?
Sparrow ranked. While the restaurant chain ended up ranking 15th nationwide, the Golden State just can't seem to get enough of its pasta-filled
That's why I always see ads for that.
goodness. For those on the other coast, the best way to empty your wallet fast is with Olive Garden's Times Square New Year's Bash, a $400 celebration that features a buffet, 3 separate bars, a DJ, and an allegedly mediocre view of the annual ball drop. I mean, it is a giant ball. Is there a good view? Now, you may be
That's pretty cool. I like what they did there.
asking yourself,
Imagine going there and streaming or something.
whatever happened to when you're here, your family? After holding onto the slogan for half a decade, Jimmy Fallon finally sat down in an Olive Garden for the first time ever with known Olive Garden connoisseur Post Malone. During this dinner, Fallon surprised Post
Well, now I know Post Malone likes Olive Garden and he likes Magic the Gathering.
Malone
But yeah, it looks like a cool. Doesn't it look like a high-end restaurant? They got wine glasses. Look at the cup they have. Looks like a very somewhat expensive cup. The dishes look a little bit expensive.
by gifting him the rights to the slogan. A move we can only hope will lead to every future Post Malone video inexplicably taking place in an Olive Garden.
It's done. That's it. How great is that?
So what do you think? What is your Olive Garden menu item? Let us know in the comments below, and while you're at it,
Yep. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, press the join button. I'll see you next one. Food at Olive Garden isn't something that will wow you, but no matter what Olive Garden I've traveled to, I meet really great people working there. They're helpful. Because I have trouble grasping glasses and silverware. Although, make sure I don't have to travel far to get some things. Well, that's good, that's good. And yeah, I'll see you next one, fam!